What's up, everybody? Bill with homesteading Permaculture, hop farm, and it has been 2 days since we turned the compost pile. Time to turn it again. Two days have passed. Time to turn this pile again. Let's take temperature real quick outside. See if y'all can see that. There we go. It's about 42, 43 degrees outside, so about 10 degrees warmer than it was 2 days ago. So let's uncover this pile and see what the outside looks like. Not a whole lot of change on the outside, as to be expected. The change is going to happen more in the middle. Can still distinguish everything. I'm getting a little closer. Still small wood chips, grass, leaves. Let's go ahead and check the top of the pile again like we did the last two times. Just go ahead and stick this down the middle and see what it goes up to. So the past few times I temped the top of the pile, got in the 1 teens, in between 110 and 120. Not quite rising as fast this time. Looks like about 109 on the top of the pile. Let's pull this out. Let's dig a hole. Let's see if we can't get a temperature down there. Deeper. Whew, it's hot in there. We're in the 120s. We just hit 130. Camera's starting to fog up. So we know it's at least getting to the 130. It's got to be in between 122-ish to 165-ish. You don't want any hotter than 165. If you don't get to around 122 to 130, it's not heating up enough. So we are getting at the bottom range of it. It's bouncing around up and down. I think we're about there. This thermometer may not be the most accurate. It is a meat thermometer. It's not a compost thermometer. So I lost a good amount of heat as I was digging. So if I had a compost thermometer, it has a really long stem and you can stick it right in the top and it goes straight through to the middle and you can get a better temperature of what's in there. We're at 131.5. So I know it's at least getting to the temperature we need it to get to, which is good. As you can tell, as we're digging that hole, the materials are getting a lot darker. So let's go ahead and turn this pile over to there. So when turning this pile, I want to take all the stuff on the outside and move it to the inside of the pile. So like what I'm doing right now is I'm taking all the stuff I know didn't heat up to temperature. And I'm going to try to get it to the inside of the pile to where it will heat up to temperature. The outside of this pile is not warm at all right here. So this material on the outside didn't get the benefit of the microorganisms breeding and eating and dying. That's why we turn it every 2 days, so it mixes together more and all that material can get burnt up and get eaten and turn into soil. Got around the base done. So now we'll start picking off the pile, the outside of the pile first. Still pulling out some of the big stuff I find, some of the big wood chips, some of the big sticks. Another good thing what this does when you're turning it is that it adds one of the 4 things you have to have for a compost pile. If you remember from the first video, those 4 things were carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and water. So the carbon and nitrogen's already in here. The oxygen is being depleted. So we're adding oxygen as we're turning it. So every time I throw a pile, it gets filled with oxygen and air and gives the microbes one of the fuel sources they need. Gives the pile one of the fuel sources they need. The materials are damp, not quite as wet as I want them to be. We can do the squeeze test real quick. Remember we did this before. We squeeze it as hard as we can. Let's see if we can get any water to drip out. And I can tell it's not gonna drip out. It's not wet enough. So we're gonna get it wet again as we're turning it. Give you a shot at the middle of the pile, see what the materials are looking like. So they're looking a lot darker. Still distinguish the big stuff. It's starting to smell different a little bit, not much. Doesn't really stink that bad. Just I don't know if you ever smelled compost before while it's cooking. It's got that distinctive smell. But it's starting to break down. All the materials are starting to blend together more. Even though you can still distinguish the grasses and then some of the leaves. We're just in about the middle of the process right now. So we still got 10 more days until this is done. Turned. Let's do the walk around. Step 4 in the 18-day hot composting method. The Berkeley method. It's definitely looking darker. I just sprayed it down too, so that helps. So it got up to temp, got up to around 130 to 140. Let's cover this thing over the tarp. All right, y'all. Done with the 3rd turn. So, I guess talk a little bit about it. It hasn't lost any volume. Oh, Whiskers just jumped on my makeshift tripod there. Almost knocked us over. So the pile hasn't lost any volume. It doesn't stink. This smells like a compost pile, not an anaerobic compost pile. You can still distinguish the different materials when you get really close on it, but you can tell it's cooking, it's browning, it's starting to blend together. On day 8, 3rd turn, step 4, whichever way you want to call it. So we got 10 more days. We'll be back turning this in 2 days, guys. Just want to say thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe and share this with your friends. Maybe they'll be interested in making their own compost.